Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. All right, welcome back for another edition of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is Marvelous Lauren back at it with Dell. What's good, Dell?
Yo. What up? What up?
Let's do it, man. We got the AFC West today. Figure out, who's going to win this division, right? This is the Chiefs have owned it. Or should I say Patrick Mahomes has owned this division, right? Since he started. I'm trying to think. Has any other team won this division since Patrick Mahomes became the starter?
Chiefs have won this division before he was a starter, I believe.
That is true. Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, yeah. I think they won with Alex Smith.
Yeah. They pretty much dominated this division.
Yeah, I can't. Looking at these teams, I don't know anybody who's won it.
Other than the Chiefs?
Did San Diego win it one year with Herbert?
I don't think so, because, they hadn't won a playoff game with Herbert.
Yeah, but they can win the division and not win a playoff game.
That is true, but I just don't believe that they've won the division since Patrick Mahomes has been the starting quarterback.
Well, definitely not since Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay. You say before Patrick Mahomes. Well, Herbert wasn't a quarterback then.
Right. He wasn't a quarterback.
So maybe Phillip Rivers won it before Patrick Mahomes became the starter.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's possible. Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
Yeah, right. Patrick Mahomes has been the starter for the past, 5-6 years? I think he's in his 6th year.
I think he's in his 6th season. Because remember, the first year he was there, he didn't start.
He didn't start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year he went to the AFC Championship game, lost to
Tom Brady.
The following year, I think he won the Super Bowl.
Yep. He won the Super Bowl.
The next year, did they win the Super Bowl? Didn't they go back to back?
Yeah, Brady won it again, didn't he? Brady won it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I think that was the year that Brady won it with the Bucks.
Yeah, with the Bucks.
And then now they're back to back, right? They're back to back Super Bowl winners.
For the trifecta.
Yep. So they've just been dominant, and I think they won the division those 5 straight years or so. I have to go back and look, but the point is they've dominated this division. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, really, we picking for a second place, to be honest with you.
That is true.
There's no real improvement in this division this year. There's coaching in San Diego. Los Angeles with the Chargers. Harbaugh being there is going to improve that team, knowing his track record. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders, they actually were looking a little better. You know what I'm saying? They actually had a defense.
Right.
Coach took over. So let's see what he looked like for a full season. And then Denver is in the shambles right now. We don't know what their quarterback situation is. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to be like, I'll say that for later.
Well, it seems like they are going with the young quarterback. So, yeah.
But they said that they were going to shuffle it up during the preseason or something, right? They were going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to go with. I forget who was the starter that finished the season last season.
Stidham.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But Bo Nix is there, and I would assume Bo Nix is going to be the starter.
I would imagine Bo Nix is going to be the starter.
Yeah, but I just can't imagine this being a good season for Bo Nix if he's going to be the starter. So, all right.
Like I said, man, when quarterbacks come out of that Ohio system, they're usually pretty ready. So far, they've been pretty ready to go into the NFL. You had Mariota, you know what I'm saying? You had Justin Herbert, and then you're going to have Bo Nix.
Right.
Yeah. So, Mariota, even though he didn't have a prolific career, he did have flashes of being an NFL quarterback.
He was awesome his last season in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He was Heisman Trophy. He had Heisman Trophy consideration. So
absolutely.
No. So I'll go and start things off, and since we started with Denver, I start from the bottom.
Yeah.
So, I'm a huge fan of Sean Payton, but this is going to be really difficult for him. In this strong division, I think this is a strong division. I think it's going to be a lot of competitive games. So a lot of the teams within this division have some big rivalries. Chiefs, Raiders. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes is there. The Raiders give him problems. Chargers give the Chiefs problem. They all got their own little rivalries. So I think there's going to a lot of that is going to be happening in this division, and it's going to be very competitive this year. So, but somebody's got to be at the bottom.
Of course.
Somebody's got to end last. Somebody's got to end first. So last in this division for me will be the Broncos. I just do not see Bo Nix or what is it? Was it the quarterback that was last year? I can't think of the guy's name.
Stidham.
Stidham. I want to call it Skidham.
Right.
Stidham. Yes.
Well,
I just
remember they had Russ there.
Yeah. Of course, they had Russ, but Stidham is still there. He ended the season as a starter.
Right.
So it'll be between him and Bo Nix. But none of them have the pedigree of a great quarterback. Maybe Bo Nix, maybe he has the potential, but I just can't see it his first year. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs with a young quarterback if he's going to be the starter.
Well, Sean Payton. I mean, how does he feel about young quarterbacks?
How does he feel about young quarterbacks?
Yeah. I mean, with the Saints, like, what did he do with young quarterbacks with the
Saints? Nothing.
I thought he always liked veterans.
Yes, but he's had young quarterbacks. We had Ian Book. We had some young quarterbacks that actually started, but most of Sean Payton's success was pretty much with Drew Brees. Like all the other quarterbacks we had on the team, I would say they have losing records. All of them. I think Jameis Winston may have a winning record with Sean Payton, and of course Taysom Hill has a winning record, but all the rest of them have losing records, other than Drew Brees. So he wasn't that successful at developing young quarterbacks, but he's still a great coach. But I'll tell anybody this is a quarterback-driven league. Like you can't tell me that that Bill Belichick was that great of a genius, and now he's not. Now that Tom Brady's gone, quarterback-driven league. Tom Brady makes the difference. You can't tell me, at one time, Big Red, Andy Reid was considered a guy that couldn't get over the hump. He just wasn't good enough as an offensive coordinator. Patrick Mahomes shows up, and hell, they go into the AFC Championship game and Super Bowls every year. Quarterback makes the difference. So
quarterback makes a hell of a difference.
It's a quarterback-driven league. The MVP award, I tell you, it is a quarterback award. The Heisman Trophy, it's a quarterback award. I don't want to see a running back or receiver at the Heisman Trophy ceremony because they ain't winning. All right.
It's happened before.
It's happened before, but
it definitely happened before. I mean,
it'll be a miracle.
You gotta be special, right? You gotta be special.
You gotta be super special,
right?
I mean, Charles Woodson had to play offense and defense to win the Heisman Trophy.
But your boy Mark Ingram won it.
Yeah,
as a running back only.
How many years ago was that?
Yeah, he might have been the last one.
No, there was somebody else after him. The receiver that plays for the Eagles now.
Wait a minute, did Derrick Henry win it? No.
I don't remember, but the receiver from Alabama, he won it. He now plays for the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Something Smith. Yeah.
Deontay Smith.
Yeah, I think it's like that. But back to my pick. I got the Broncos going 6-11, dude. Still think they're gonna be competitive, but man, schedule's too hard. Oh, let's back up. This division is playing the AFC North, right? And it'll be playing the NFC North, NFC South, I should say. And the 17 game will be against the NFC West. So let's just make that clear. Those are the divisions that they're competing against. I think they're gonna get some competitive games. I think the Broncos will be competitive, but still, it's just gonna be too tough. All right. Coming up from the rear, third, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they're gonna do some nice things. I would think they're going to go with Aiden O'Connor as their starting quarterback. Like I said, I've seen enough of Gardner Minshew. I know what Gardner Minshew is, and he's not that good of a quarterback, and I don't think he's a good quarterback. Why not take a chance on the young quarterback and see what he got? So I would think they're going to go with Aiden O'Connor as the starting quarterback. I think they're going to be a good defensive team. They're going to be a smart team, right? They played well down the stretch last season and showed that they are a good team, but it's going to be a tough division. As I said, the Chargers are back and the Chiefs are in the same division. So it'll be tough for the Raiders, and I think the Raiders are going to go 8-9. Competitive, but not enough. 8-9. And as you said, everybody else is playing for second in this division, and I got the Chargers coming in second. I think the Chargers are going to be really good this year. I know that's probably surprising to people, but as I said, this is a quarterback-driven league. Justin Herbert wasn't there last season. He missed a good chunk of the season, and he'll be back, and he's got a better coach. I've said it last year. The only thing that was holding the Chargers back was coaching. Now you got a real coach there in Jim Harbaugh. And what a lot of people are missing, right? Herbert had to carry the load for this team. He doesn't anymore because they have Greg Roman is the offensive coordinator, and he likes to run the ball.
Well, they're going. He's definitely going to have to carry the load this year because they lost all their main key players.
That's okay. But they're going to be a run-first team.
So there's no more Eckler. There's no more, Keenan Allen. I think Mike Williams is out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're starting over from scratch.
Not really. Because I believe Greg Roman brought basically all of the running backs from the Ravens to Los Angeles. What's his name? Dobbs. I believe he's there.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. He's coming
off 2 knee surgeries, though.
But that's okay. That's okay. No, you don't think he's a good running back? That's not okay.
That is not okay for a running back be coming off 2 knee surgeries when you just out last year too.
But he's not going to be the starter. But I still think he's a good running back, even that. But Gus Edwards is there as well. He'll be the starter. So, I think he's solid. I think this is gonna. I'm not saying that they're going to be great offensively, but they're going to play smartly and they're going to be efficient, right? And Herbert probably won't have to work that hard. Regardless of who the running back is, with Greg Roman there, they're going to run the ball and they're going to run the ball effectively. Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, they're going to run the ball. You best believe that. They're going to be one of the top teams in the league rushing the ball. So I got the Chargers coming in second at 10-7. Now, of course, this is what's going to trip you out. I also have the Chiefs coming in 10-7, and I'm just giving them the edge at winning the division because they're the Chiefs. But it's going to come down to the Chargers and the Chiefs winning this division. So I got the Chiefs coming in at 10-7. I think they got a really tough schedule. And come on, man, they've played 20 games, 2 seasons in a row. Injuries got to catch up with them at some point. And I think this is going to be the year. It's going to slow them down a little bit. Hey, we saw a little bit of a slowdown with them last season. And I think it's really going to hit them this season, but not too much. I think 10-7, still a respectable, performance in a year where you've played 20 games. Travis Kelce, he's in Taylor Swift's concerts and stuff like that, traveling the world. He ain't got no time for practice and all that stuff. But this would be respectable. I think they're going to go 10-7, win this division, but they won't go too far. And those are my picks. Chiefs, Chargers.
You said win the division, but won't go too far? Is that what you said?
Won't win the Super Bowl. Yes. Won't win the Super Bowl. Won't go to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's a big difference between won't go too far and won't win the Super Bowl. So which one is it? Won't go too far, like out first round, or
out second round?
Championship game and then be out.
Out second round. I don't even think they're going to the AFC Championship game.
Okay. All right.
So, what you got?
All right. Well, I ain't gonna lead it up to the beginning. I'm just gonna say who's gonna win the division.
Oh, we already know who you got.
Top to bottom. Yeah, I'm going with the cat that's been 30-5 since he got in the league against the division.
Mm-hmm.
And just like I said with Dak in the NFC East, uh, Patrick Mahomes owns the AFC West.
Wait
Okay,
a minute. Don't make that comparison. Stop it.
he did. Well, hold on. We can't make the comparison because they just put up their stats for the first 5 years in the league, and they're almost
My God.
identical.
Oh my God. Here we go
They
with
are.
this.
They
Here we
are.
go.
The stats are identical, and their dominance over their division is almost identical.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yes. So yes, it is. We dominate our division just like he
Wow.
dominates. I mean, Dak dominates that division, NFC East,
Okay.
just like he has 30-5.
Look. Let's make sure you add the necessary information to keep this in perspective. Regular season.
Yeah, regular
Comparable.
season.
Okay.
Right.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's what we're talking about. You win the division in the regular season. So that's implied that we're talking about regular season. Right. Right. That's implied. All right. So
Okay. I guess it's
we're
implied.
talking regular
You said they're
season.
comparable, and I'm like, huh?
Yes, comparable regular season. That's what we're
Oh,
talking about right
oh.
now. Regular season. The guy that won 12 games 3 years in a row. Patrick Mahomes has not done that. Okay. So I'm
No,
just saying. I'm
I
just
I guess you're right. That's not impressive, but he won Super Bowls.
oh no, the Super Bowls is the most important thing.
Exactly.
It is the most important thing. But like I was saying, he's on the division.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, and right now the division is just is I don't say in shambles, but it kind of is. Everything's kind of all over the place. Denver's with their quarterback issue, got rid of their quarterback that they brought in for big money. Now they starting over with young quarterbacks. Las Vegas don't really quote unquote have a quarterback until you show me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna do it with Antonio Pierce defense. Okay, I saw a game last year when they lost 3-0 at home to
I saw
Minnesota.
it. I saw that. Yeah.
They are offensively challenged, and I don't know with the disgruntled Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs leaving. I don't even know who's going to be their primary running back now. I just don't know what they're going to be doing on offense. I don't even know who their second receiver is, behind him. But
Does it matter?
I mean, it does if you're trying to win, it does matter. It matters big time if you're trying to win. But Kansas City gonna run away with the division. They're going 12-4. Oh no, can't go 12.
12
Gotta
and
go 12.
5.
12-5. I think they're going 12-5. They actually have history to chase after this year. Like I said, I told you last year before the thing when I told you they was going to go to the Super Bowl.
I remember that.
Yeah, okay. We'll rewind the tape because we talked about this. You're like, oh boy. I said they're gonna beat the Ravens because they own the Ravens. Patrick Mahomes owns the Ravens. I can't even remember last time we lost to them, but they kind of just floated through the regular season because they know they're going to win a division, and when the playoffs come, that's when they turn it on. It's just like how the Bulls became. The Bulls went from winning 72 games to barely getting by with 55, 56 games, winning and then going on and dominating in the playoffs and winning championships.
Well, let me
That's what
ask you this: since you brought up the Bulls, has there ever been a three-peat in the NFL?
No,
No.
it's never been a three-peat
So,
in the NFL.
so you're telling me that the Chiefs will be the first team to have a three-peat in the NFL?
I'm telling you, they want it. Because that's a goal that they need to obtain to keep them fresh and in tune during the regular season through the whole way through. Because otherwise, they've accomplished everything. They've dominated the league over the last 5 years. 5 straight AFC championship games. All right. 3 Super Bowls out of the last 4 years. Right. 2 in a row, the last 2. And last year, they skated by and still dominated the playoffs, including the Ravens.
Yeah.
Including the Ravens, right? So, they got to switch now. They're at that point now. They got to just turn it on, turn it off. I think they turn it on the whole season this year because they're chasing history. This will solidify the dynasty. I mean, they already got the dynasty for this decade, I guess you want to call it, but this solidifies it. If you get 3 in a row, nobody else has got 3 in a row.
He get 3 in a row. Yeah, I think
you're already hitting on GOAT status. You're on GOAT street.
Right. You already you bumping up against Tom Brady at that point.
You're already bumping up against Tom Brady. Even though you don't have as many, you will have what? That'll make 4 for him.
4 Super Bowls for him.
Yeah,
and a
he's
3-peat.
Still very, very young.
Yeah.
And a 3, and he's still very young. So he'll be right there. He's right on the path to go past Tom Brady at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I got them dominating the division. There's not a lot of competition. Everybody else is in new status. You got a new coach in with the Raiders. Kind of new coach with the Raiders. New coach with the Chargers, and new quarterbacks all over the place with Denver. I mean, by default, they're going to win it. I mean, they're going to crush the division. Now, everything else is just a melee on who's going to make sense, right? And basically, with this division, is who sucks the least, right? Because we got a lot of bad plays that's going to happen this year with these teams, right? The only team I really may believe in is the Chargers, because we've seen Harbaugh come in and make quick turnarounds.
Yep. He
did it with San Francisco when he was with them, right? He did it when we went back to college, did it with Michigan, got them a national championship, even though he had a lot of controversy with them. But that's a whole nother story. He has a way about him that he's shown he could turn things around quick. He took what's the boy on the knee? I can't think his name.
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. He took Colin Kaepernick to
a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Okay. And then a year later, Kaepernick was benched. You know what I'm saying? He has a way to come in and change it quick. I'm going to take them to get second place in this division. I'm going to
keep in mind, he also had Alex Smith and had him in the NFC Championship game.
Had Alex Smith in the NFC Championship game. Yes, he did. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that they have enough talent there, and with his eye for talent, he's going to be able to bring players in there, his type of players, quote unquote, to get them in the Los Angeles Chargers. They already got the quarterback. I'm a believer in Justin Herbert. I have since he was in Ohio. I believe in what he can do, man. He got it all. He can run, gun for an arm. He's accurate. I gotta stop it.
He wasn't at Ohio.
He's at Oregon. My bad.
I know you see that. Oh, you say Ohio.
In my head, I seen it about both Knicks. I'm thinking Oregon, right?
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. So yeah, he was with Oregon. So he with that high power passing type offense. I'm not sure if Harbaugh is going to really be doing that to cater to his strengths, but he can do it if he needs to. And if they go to like you said, they go to the running game and become effective with the running game, I think they're going to win some games. And I think they can. I think even with Harbaugh's first season, I think that they can win 9 or 10 games. I'm gonna put them at 9-8. I'm gonna put them at 9-8. Take a second place in that division.
Okay.
And then third, I gotta go with the better defense, because offensively, I think Denver and the Raiders are gonna be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, I know Sean Payton is an offensive minded coach, but he don't have the guns to do it. He has his quote unquote best quarterback right now. It looks like it's going to be Bo Nix on paper. You know what I'm saying? The rookie. Don't know if he's that type of coach that likes to throw rookies out there. I can't remember him ever doing it. Not their first year. So I think that with them being such a young team, getting rid of their starting quarterback. I think they got rid of Jerry Jeudy. He's out of there. I just think that they're gonna struggle offensively, even though the team that they're going to be competing with for the bottom, struggled offensively last year too, as I mentioned. That 3-0 game at home,
Right, that was terrible.
Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, that was terrible, 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 terrible. I will tell you, I made some money on that game though because
Would you bet
on
the under?
DraftKings. No, well, the under 2, I hit on the under 2, but on that game in DraftKings, you could bet per play. You can actually bet on the drive.
Right. Yeah.
So you could bet punts. So you could bet that they're going to punt on a drive, right? So every drive, I just bet punt. I just bet punt, 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 and I hit like 85% of the bets because it was just all punts that game. There was a whole bunch of punt in that game.
I bet.
But anyway, so I'm gonna have the Raiders barely squeaking by, based just solely on defense. Antonio Pierce showed that he could turn that because that defense was terrible.
Right.
They were terrible.
He really inspired that team. I like what he did there.
He inspired that team, man. And even with O'Connell, watching him, he looks limited to me. He doesn't look like, oh yeah, I see potential in this guy. He looks really limited to me.
You thought he was limited? I just thought he looked like a rookie quarterback. He had his ups and downs.
I mean, that was part of it. That was part of him being limited, but he did look limited. I didn't see the flash, is what I'm saying. He was absent of the flash where I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah, that. If he does more of that, they're gonna be special. I didn't see enough of that, you know. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna say just on strength on their defense, did they go and they got the third place? I think are they third place or the fourth place?
They should have the second place.
The second place. They came in second this year.
I want to say they came in second this past year because the Chargers weren't good, and maybe the Broncos were second. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, let me see that because I was thinking that I thought they was last.
Oh no, they I don't think they were last. I think the Chargers were last.
Pretty bad too.
The Chargers,
you're right. Second at 8-9.
8-9. Yeah, them and the Broncos were 8-9, but they were second. Yep. So they get a second place schedule.
Wow. So they're gonna get a second place. Ooh, that might change things a little bit. Now between second and third, that might not be too much of a difference. Between second and fourth will be, but second and third might not be too much of a difference in schedule. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go with him going back to 7-10. I'm gonna go with them being 7-10.
Okay.
Just not enough offense. You need some offense. You got to score points, and I don't think they're gonna score enough points. And then bringing up the bottom is going to be the Broncos. I mean, they have a good home field advantage at Mile High. I think Peyton just has too much to coach through. He has too much to coach through. All them young quarterbacks or them unproven quarterbacks. Like I said, he lost Jerry Jeudy. I don't even know who their starting running back is this year. They just got so many question marks. So many question marks. And I don't even know what they're going to do in defense next year. I know last year they were offensively challenged, but I don't remember them having a great defense either.
Well, I just felt like there was a lot of players that defected, right? I think they traded away a lot of players. A lot of players didn't re-sign. So,
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it was coming apart. So I don't blame players for leaving because it did look like it was coming apart, like falling apart. So I got the Broncos bringing up the win, bringing up the rear with 6 games. And they'll go 6-11. That will be 6-11.
Okay, you and I agree on that. We both had them going 6-11. Yeah. So we pretty much aligned with everything, but I just have the Raiders and the Chargers winning one more game than you predicted.
Right.
I just think the Chargers are going to be a lot better than you think they will be. One, because they're playing with a 4th place schedule. So they got the Patriots and the Titans on their schedule.
It definitely helps.
And Herbert is back. And they got a quarterback. As I said, this is a quarterback-driven league. They got one of the star quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It should be enough to get them over the top.
And their coaching should be night and day.
Night and day, exactly.
Because they had terrible coaches.
Oh,
absolutely terrible. Like the decisions they were making. You know, I'm like, what chart are you reading, man? Like, what are
Right.
you doing? You know,
I remember
like,
the playoff game that they had like a 20-something point lead and they blew it.
yep, yep.
I forget who
Yeah,
it
that
was
was the
to.
Jaguars.
That was
That
the
was the Jaguars.
Jaguars. That's right.
Yep,
Trevor
that was
Lawrence,
the
right?
Yep. Trevor Lawrence came back and won that game.
Yeah. How do you blow that?
You can't. You just can't. You have to be a terrible coach to do it, and that's why he's not there.
Yeah. I mean, you got to try really hard to blow a 20-something point lead. And to me, that's just that's coaching scared, playing scared. You
Yeah.
know, you got to finish people off. Hey, man, I always say when you see your opponent drowning, you throw more water on them.
Right.
And some coaches, man, they want to be nice guys and stuff like that. Hey, let's take it easy on. No, you finish them off. You finish them off until you got like 2 minutes left. Then you take your foot off their neck.
So, yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting with the new coaching, but like I said, Harbaugh has a pedigree. He definitely has a pedigree, and he has at least that quarterback, that main piece right there, the quarterback that I think he's gonna like um, at quarterback. And so I think he's already further than where he was before a lot of times.
Yeah. So he comes
never
in.
came in with this caliber quarterback.
And that's what I was going to say. He comes in with a star quarterback that's fully capable to be great. And he's going to surround him with a team that's going to be tough, right? You know, Harbaugh teams are tough. They play hard and they run the ball. They keep a lot of the pressure off their quarterback. And I'm sure Harbaugh is going to do that with Greg Roman as his offensive coordinator. As his offensive coordinator in San Francisco, his offensive coordinator now. So they're going to run the ball and they're going to keep it, under control, and they're going to score and they're going to play good defense. So that's why I got them coming up in second. But I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back. Why? Because the Chargers are back, so they got a legitimate opponent in the division. They're going to split with the Raiders because they always do. The Raiders are their big rival, no matter what their records are. Let me check that. I don't want to say it and be wrong, but they always seem to split with the Raiders, and I wonder if they split with them last year.
They 30-5. I think they did split with them last year, but they 30-5 in the division since Pat Mahomes been there. There ain't been a whole lot of split.
It ain't been a whole lot. It probably wasn't a whole lot of splits, but they typically
do. It's not been a whole lot of split if you
30. But there was a split last season when the Raiders beat them. I think. Oh wait, hang on. Let me see. Yeah, the Raiders beat them 20-14. No, the Raiders beat them 20-14.
Yep.
In week 16. But that's how it is with these teams. And they even lost to the Broncos 24-9.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, that's their Godzilla in the division.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting their whole team up to beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
In that division.
And that's how it is, man. Sometimes that's just how it is, no matter what the record is. So I think they will split with the Chargers and the Raiders because they're more competitive. Last year, these teams weren't competitive, so they kind of ran through things. The Chiefs, that is. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, but I think it's going to be a little bit tougher for them. They got a first place schedule. They got a lot of tougher games. So they're going to be playing the teams like the Ravens and the Bills and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be a competitive division.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I think you missed it as well. You might have not seen, or you might not pay attention to, missed it. They actually gave Patrick Mahomes some weapons this year.
I know they did.
He got some weapons this year at wide receiver. He gonna be throwing it to some Valdez Scanlon and who's the other guy that it was throwing to? I can't
exactly. The fact that you can't remember who the other guy was is all we need to know. Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney and
Mr.
White.
Butterfingers.
Yeah. He's not gonna be throwing to them no more. He's gonna be throwing to Hollywood Henderson.
Right.
Not Henderson. But what's the last name?
Hollywood Brown, I think is his last name.
Hollywood Brown. I said Hollywood Henderson. I went back Cowboys there. But he's going to have some weapons this year. I mean, probably one of his. it might be his best receiving core since he's been there.
It
I mean,
might be.
of course, I'm saying from top to bottom because he don't have
Right,
Tyreek Hill.
right.
But from top to bottom, this might be his best wide receiving core, and I'm including Kelsey in that whole thing.
Right. But like I said, I mean,
And he got Carson Wentz as a backup quarterback.
he got Carson Wentz, and he got Ian Book as his third string. But at some point, things have to take their toll. You've been playing a lot of games. Kelsey's touring the world with Taylor Swift. There's going to be distractions. I just think this is the moment. I'm not saying that they're not good. They're not a good team. I'm just saying injuries, not working out, not practicing all the time, the media and stuff like that. Eventually, these things start to take the toll. And I think this is the year it takes a toll. They're not totally focused.
Where maybe it started last year, but I thought last year was taking the toll.
Right.
Because Kelsey was hurt for a lot of the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He was hurt. He was like really nicked up.
And Tony was dropping a lot of passes and making Patrick Mahomes work extremely hard.
Oh yeah. But this year, I think, with them receivers they brought in, I think that we might see a different Patrick Mahomes this year. If they don't get hurt, they stay healthy. I think we're gonna see a different Patrick Mahomes this year, especially motivated for the 3-peat.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he gets the 3-peat,
heard it here.
He's shoulder to shoulder with Tom Brady. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have the debate on whether or not Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT over Tom Brady. Like we have the debate over Jordan and Kobe and LeBron and all of these GOAT debates.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If he does a 3-peat, that's definitely something that Tom Brady has not done.
Right. And then he'll be 3 Super Bowls away from Tom Brady. Tom Brady has 7, right?
7 Super Bowls.
He'll be 3 away from Tom Brady, and he won't even be 30 years old.
Right. And that'll be has he lost 2 Super Bowls? Yeah, he only lost 1.
He only lost 1.
Right. He lost 1 Super Bowl so far. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for him to be this young.
Yeah, he's super young, so he has plenty more time to catch Tom Brady, which is insane. He's 28 years old. Tom Brady retired at what, 45 or something ridiculous?
45, yeah.
So I mean, this kid got another 17 years or so to catch Tom Brady or whatever it is. Yeah, 17 years.
Yeah. That's yeah, and I can't imagine. I can't see him having. Well, it's hard for me to say Tom Brady had slump years because he did have a couple, but one of them is when he was hurt. That don't count for him.
That don't count. Yeah, that was the one year they missed the playoffs, and that was the year he blew out his knee.
Yeah, and they still won 11 games that year.
They still won 11 games and missed the playoffs, which was wild.
That was crazy.
But I don't recall any really bad years by Tom Brady. I think they made the playoffs just about every year he was in New England.
I think so. Yeah, because they won the division every year. So
yeah,
they won the division every year.
Yeah. So
I don't think they won the division besides that one year.
Where he was hurt. Right. Exactly. So Patrick Mahomes is very close. So we'll see.
I mean, just imagine when let me not compare it. I ain't gonna compare that because I was gonna say, imagine when Tom Brady got Randy Moss and shit. What happened? but the receivers he got is not Randy Moss. They
ain't on that level. But when Tom Brady got, I remember when he got Randy Moss, I was like, this is the greatest team I've ever seen. There's no way. They were 16-0.
16-0, 25 touchdowns by Randy Moss.
Yes. Our receiver.
And Tom Brady had 50.
Yeah. It was insane what they were doing to teams that year. I remember that.
Crazy, man. And they actually broke a record twice for the most points scored in the season with them team.
Yeah. That was amazing.
That offense was crazy back there. Combinations I remember seeing in a long time.
Yep. All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Hello.